Hey guys, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, and across the Red River is beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana, and Northwest Louisiana. Come check us out. We'd love to be your tourist destination, but if not, let us be a stop on your way to your tourist destination. We've got great stuff going on. I discovered a great venue last night that I didn't know was operating, and I think maybe they're just doing special events right now. Uh, there was a band by the name of Cold playing at this venue. It's called Music Prize Garage. So, uh, but yeah, and it used to be a garage. It used to be a few different things, but yeah. So, but they're doing concerts there now. Uh, I have in less than a month. I have the Alice Cooper concert that I will be uh, at the Municipal Auditorium. So that's great. And what else? I think I'm really needing to take a break from concerts. Not that I don't love them. I just need to. I mean, there's nothing super big coming through that I'm just gonna love, But I need to take a break because I want to save money. I really need a computer. The computer that I was using shortly before I moved into this apartment about 6 to 7 months ago, it just like died. Just and I believe me, I worked that thing till it could no longer be worked, and it just suddenly like it wasn't a sudden death; it was a slow death. But yeah, there really wasn't that much to do. Uh, it was a good computer. It was a great laptop. It lasted about 7 years, and for a laptop, that's pretty good. Uh, but so I've got these concert tickets, and I bought three of them. Uh, one for me and one for two friends of mine. And yeah, and so think about it like this, or I'm going to think about it like this: the concert ticket, and then when the concert comes up, I want to order. If I don't have anything on hand that I feel is going to be right, then I definitely want to order uh, clothing, like to wear, uh, a jacket or a shirt or something like that to go with something that'll look nice for the event or to be with it. This time it's Alice Cooper, and I'm wearing like dark pants and I'm wearing like a leopard print button down shirt. I was so happy with this. It's actually sitting right in front of me, but it's still uh, yeah, I'm keeping it in the bag and packaged. So I want it to be like really awesome and in pristine condition when I go. So yeah. Um, and I did order it. I was able to order a size smaller than what I normally order because, hey, my weight loss has been great. Um, and that's something else too. I got so that's a goal to maybe be a little bit more responsible with money so that I could work on getting this laptop that I want to get, or either uh, a tower computer with the monitor, whichever. I really need something to start working on some projects. And then aside from that, let's see. Um, yeah, I started uh, just getting back into a workout routine that includes, you know, the occasional round of push-ups. So just throughout my day, I'll just like drop to the ground and do some push-ups, and some leg raises and various, daily little calisthenics that I could do around the house. You know, nothing too structured. Everybody's a little different. For me, sometimes I have to find the discipline to give myself like tremendous structure, like I do with my diet sometimes. Usually, when I'm coming off of a diet break, I have to go really full on structured with my diet so that I can uh, really get back into what I need to do. You know what I mean? And that requires like a lot of discipline. And then once I'm into it, then it's like, okay, I don't have to be so scheduled. I can relax on that. Uh, and then with working out, it's like, as long as I'm really know what my goal is, which right now is to maintain. I'm not really doing gains or anything like that, uh, because my goal is to uh, still shed off some belly fat. Now, so I have like skinny arms, and wouldn't hurt me to gain up in the chest and the arms, and even some legs and stuff like that. But here's the thing, and I do a lot. I live on the third floor, no elevator, so I'm walking up and down the stairs anytime I leave. So that's good. That's not I'm not saying that's going to take the place of like just 30-minute you know stair climber routine or anything like that. But you know we have a fitness center where I live, and that's gonna help out a little bit, because one of the things is the gym that I belong to is across town. It's not near where I live, so it's like But anyway, I used to be on that side of town a lot more. That's why I chose it as my home gym, and we don't have one in the downtown area. We have gyms, but I don't have a home gym near the downtown area. There's a YMCA down here. I guess I could think about that. But anyway, uh, yeah, the Planet Fitness that I go to. Uh, I don't necessarily have business on that side of town as much anymore. So maybe I'll have to think about changing locations. But there is a fitness center here that I can use that pretty much gives a wide array of like dumbbell, and then there's a machine that does just about every conceivable rope and pulley action that I can think of, and then there's a row of treadmills, which I don't really worry about doing treadmill work because I walk around everywhere. I don't, with my vision, I don't drive. So that means that I'm walking or I'm taking a bus. And so, yeah. But yeah, I just, it's like, fitness, you can't, I can't just diet. I've got to also do some activity to activate that metabolism. Some foods can activate your metabolism too, and maybe taking a really good multivitamin, which I did. That could be really, really good for like activating one's metabolism, getting it going. Uh, yeah. With the food, and the diet, at first it was like, okay, this is my diet, and so this is my carb count, and this is my calorie count that I want to stay with, and I pretty much do that most of the time. Now, even with that, I'm paying attention to, okay, this is the food that I'm eating, and this is going to be the function of the food, not just the amount of carbs and not just the amount of uh, calories, but I'm paying attention to, okay, if I can have 50 carbs within a day, and I really don't want to exceed that 50 carbs, then maybe I want to lower it. Maybe I want to do 10 or 15 carbs within a day because it's a good day. I've been really disciplined and everything like that. So where do I want these carbs to come from? And so maybe I want them to come from uh, a really, really good fibery source, that's going to help in quickening digestion, which is even going to help in, uh, you know, more weight gain. So, yeah, those are things to consider. So, hold on one second. So, of these whole almonds that I get, is really, really great because here's the information behind it. Uh, let's see. The bifocals work on these glasses, but I'm shading. So let's see. Okay, so 1 ounce. That's about a fourth of a cup of almonds. Now these are unsweetened. These are just like straight up almonds. They're out of the shell and then they're washed and then they're put in here. Uh, just a few of these, a handful like that, is a wonderful, like, it does it for me. It makes me feel like I've eaten a meal. It really does throughout the day. It's a great little snack, in between snack, just a couple of these. Uh, one, two, three, four. So you see how I'm having to keep chewing these? Foods like this I'm having to chew more. Mhm. Per serving, there's only 6 grams of carbs. And a serving, remember, is a fourth of a cup. I just ate a handful of these things, like 6 of them. And I'm like, that's great. So they make a great snack. They make a good little side dish. Like if you were gonna have like maybe, or if I was, I would put it, if I was gonna have like maybe like a baked fish, like a whitefish, like an ocean, and I wanted something to eat with it. Then a couple of blocks of cheese and a couple of these. I mean, that would just be great, right? Uh, these go great with and maybe 1 or 2 pieces of, like arugula or something like that. But I'm not really much of a salad person. Um, this is plant based, just like the leafy salad green would be. Let's see. Uh, 6 grams of carbs, 4 grams of those carbs are dietary fiber. I'm going to tell you what that means. That means, and let me check and make sure. Fibers are carbs, but so this has total 6 grams of carbs, 4 grams of dietary fiber, and there's 1 gram of sugar. Uh, so there's 1 gram that's unaccounted for. I do know at least 4 grams per serving that's a dietary fiber. That actually doesn't count as a carb. It counts as a carb, but it's not a net carb. What counts as a net carb, and these are the carbs that you really want to count, because the dietary fibers, they do not absorb in your body. They they aid in digestion and they pass through the body without providing nutrient to the body. So what you really want to do is you want to watch these um, uh, carbs. If you're reducing, especially, you want to watch these carbs that add sugars uh, and types of carbohydrates that turn into sugars and store as sugary uh, fats and stuff in the body. So uh, probably the other percent is a fat. I don't know. I don't know if it's really a carb. I don't know where that other. Hmm, I figure. I'm still chewing. It tastes like almond butter once you get it chewed down. It's so funny because the taste of this, I can actually feel it changing in my mouth as the physical properties of it change. Uh, and as some of the oils and flavors become rendered out of it, I can actually feel it becoming more, mm, almost more butter like almost a peanut butter texture and flavor, but it's almond. So, like if you like a good almond butter, just eating whole raw almonds, and you get the entertainment of that change of texture and that change of flavor. So I would advise it. Now I'm sitting here. I'm going to go ahead and put my. Oh, hello. Lost you for a second. See, I need a computer so I don't keep dropping my phone. I want to put my documents away. I needed to pull out some documentation. That's my social security card and stuff like that. Uh, so, well, the project that I want to work on that I really is that I've been working on, and I got motivated because uh, the father of my great nephew, uh, who I saw yesterday when I met my great nephew, little baby great nephew, uh, is a writer, and he's a published writer. And hearing him talk about the fun of self publishing made me really, it quickened me. I knew that I was in the process of like writing, and but I've had this, and I'm ready to bring it from first draft stage to uh, second draft processing, word processing, basically, and getting it, you know, uh, ready, for that first showing of people that I want to show it to and say, hey, what's your assessment of this? That second draft is because I have the idea. The ideas are solid. So, uh, but I've got stacks of paper uh, and piles of notebooks on these desks. And I need to, I want to organize them and I want to put them. And we don't use typewriters that much anymore. I suppose I could. When I started writing as a teenager, uh, we had my dad got a typewriter for me. He knew that I was interested in writing. This was, my dad and I. It was so funny. We don't really have an exceptional amount of stuff in common, and there are some things in which he's been supportive of me, even though it's not something that he's been like a part of. Like he paid for my martial arts throughout my teen years, and when I was around, I guess I would have turned 13, about to turn 14 by this point. I spent all day. I had a little card table, with the legs that you unfold, card table. I had a card table in my room, and I sat at that thing writing all the time, and like just constantly writing. And I nearly had written a novel at that point, just like just stacks of paper. But he had bought a typewriter, old fashioned punch, and I kept at it, but it didn't do so well. There were parts of it that, um, it was older and stuff like that. So he actually took it away and traded it in, like took it back to the place where he got it. And I guess he came back and he had bought a secondhand typewriter. Now I don't know how to type. I do not know how to type, but I do know how to do this. And then so that's great. And even an electric typewriter is much faster than a manual typewriter and hurts your fingers a lot less. But even our computers today, they're a lot faster. So that was kind of cool. But we don't use typewriters anymore, or I don't. And so I feel like if I discipline myself, I can get the computer that I want. Which is basically a keyboard, a database I can organize, and then, maybe use some Microsoft software, format these writings. Some of them are poetry, some of them are short stories. I've got the workings of the framework of about 6 different novels that I've had for some time, that really I've had these things, and what I was doing was I had them on the back burner in my life because I wasn't ready to release them. And I'm actually glad. Because I was able to look at what was going on and how the zeitgeist of what was going on in the previous years has kind of like influenced or shaped some of the work. And I want the work, I don't necessarily want it to be of the time that it's written. Like, I don't want someone to be able to point at what I'm writing and point back at it and say, hey, this is out of, you know, 2014, 2015, or what was going on there, because look at all the subtext or anything like that. I don't necessarily want that. If I write something and maybe I self publish on Amazon or something like that, it would be Amazon. I want people to look at it and I want them to be able to read it, regardless of who they are or where they are. And I know that you can't be everything to everybody as an artist. There's going to be different taste. I tend to love the gothic, more macabre stuff, um, but more character driven rather than plot driven. So sometimes that can be a bore to some people. But if you go too much into the plot driven and not really a good ratio of character driven stuff, then you turn into uh, a puff action story writing. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've got some things in that vein. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I want people to be able to relate to what I write. So I put a lot of thought about it. Yes, the writing that I do is for myself. It's what I enjoy. Like, if I read something, I want to read something that entertains me in these types of ways. Uh, I want them to be like, you know, enthralling and capturing and everything like that. But uh, you know, but also poetic and artistic. I don't want just the, throw away. Here we are, and then throw it away. You know what I mean? I want. I don't know. I don't care if someone gets a hold of something that I write and they do read it. I'd like them to count it among something that they like. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want them to like get the book, read like 2 or 3 pages, and be like, "Oh, this is bullshit. I can't read this," and throw it away. I would like to, I don't know, be a part of uh, the experience of people's reader. Yeah, I would like my work to be a part of their enjoyment of whatever. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way. I want people to enjoy what I do for the sake of posterity, for myself, but really also just because it would be the fun in reading something would be meaningful enough. The entertainment of it, yeah. But entertainment's not always fun. Sometimes it's like spooky and scary as hell. And when I write something that's scary, I want to keep people awake at night. I want to just terrify them. And then, if I write something that is inspirational, I want it to be relatable. Or if I write something that is, yeah. Anyway, any writer goes through points of like second guessing. Well, I've lived with these stories and these characters that I have uh, intimately as part of my process of being creative. I feel confident that I'm ready to uh, kind of like let them go into the world. You know what I mean? Like, and just kind of like, I'm confident in the fact that I've enjoyed them long enough that I can share them with other people. If it's possible that other people will enjoy these stories and events and these characters that live inside of my little imaginary world, you know, uh, and none of it really is to be taken serious. I'm not trying to like um, make any social statements about anything. Uh, And that's what I meant about the zeitgeist of things, politically charged for various things. Yeah, that's. Um, I have thoughts. I have political ideologies, but I don't want to polarize in what I do. You know, uh, in my art for that. Okay, my buzzer's going off. That means my chicken nuggets are about finished. I'm having chicken nuggets and almonds. I love you guys. and wish me luck in saving money for this computer. Love you. Bye. Oh, and you have suggestions about what computers that you like. I would love to hear about that because I'm in the market. I'm going to start uh, shopping around for computers and keeping an eyeball out. My big thing is I want to uh, create compositions. So word processing, stuff like that. And I know a lot of that has to do with the software, but yeah. Love you guys. Good night. Bye.